Can we talk about it? So I've compiled a list of the worst wigs in black movie history. The worst wigs in black movie and television history. And these are 5 finalists of the worst wigs ever seen on black men in movies. Know what I mean? We're going to start with the men's first because women wigs, that's a different subject and that's a sensitive subject. We're going to get to that later. But first up, we have the worst wig, one of the worst, one of these worst is probably going to win out of all of this. Shamar Moore in Diary of a Black Man. Listen, he don't even got a hairline. These braids were so bad that this movie came out 20 years ago. And we still talking about how bad these braids was. Shamar Moore had to shave his head bald just to escape the stigma of how bad this wig was. Tyler Perry, we understand this was your first movie, but you still got bad wigs on in movies because damn near almost 18 years later, you put that wig on my man Ashtray. I don't know his name in the movie. I just call him Ashtray, bitch, because that's what he was doing. Tyler Perry is a menace to black men wigs. But back to Shamar Moore. That wig right there, that set the black culture back about 20 years. Men stopped getting braids. They just started getting braids again after they seen this. Braids just came back after this because that wig was so bad. It had no hairline, no edges, no nothing. Next, we got Eddie Murphy in Vampire in Brooklyn. Listen, in the early 90s, you could get away with a Jerry curl. You could get away with it, but Eddie, you was just out of line. You was out of line with the Prince long flowing hair as Vampire in Brooklyn. Vampire in Brooklyn is actually a classic, and I wish they played it more. I wish it was more of a black standard movie. It got Angela Bassett, Dwayne Harrison, and Eddie Murphy in a classic role like that. I don't know why I don't get the love it should because of that wig. Because of that wig that Eddie had on and that Jamaican accent, whatever accent he was doing. That movie was just all over the place, and that was one of the first movies that we had us looking at Eddie a little funny. Next, we got Lucius Lyons from Empire with the dreads. Yo, at one point we all just stopped watching Empire. And then one day I was at a joint house and she had Empire on. I hadn't watched it for like 2 years or something like that. And then I just see Lucius with one leg and dreads. And I said, I'm never watching that show again. And I never watched the show again. Because I said, why did Lucius have dreads? How did he grow dreads that fast? Was it a wig? To get dreads like that, you need about 7 years. Dreads are not easy to grow. That's why you see a lot of people with short dreads. Dreads take a long time to grow. So me seeing Lucius with one leg and long dreads, like he just came back from Jamaica after 8 years, that was not my cup of tea. And I have not watched Empire ever since. I still got to finish it. It's somewhere on my Hulu. Empire. I'm like in season 4 or whatever. Next, we got Samuel L. Jackson in Formula 150. Samuel L. Jackson has a contract in all his movies to wear all types of outrageous wigs that he wants. He literally has a contract in every one of his movies to say that he gets to pick his wigs and they have to be outrageous. That's why you always see Samuel L. Jackson with outrageous wigs on in movies. But the cornrows, the long Allen Iverson cornrows, that was too much, Samuel. He was in one movie, because this is like the same year Star Wars came out and the other movies. So in one movie, you bald as hell. In another movie, you got long braids. And then back to my man Ashtray, that mullet wig. Tyler Perry said he pays wig department $60 an hour. You need to stop paying them. I got some girls in Atlanta that can do it for free. Tyler Perry, if you need wig services, come holler at me. I got a lot of girls in Atlanta that'll hook your people up because you cannot keep having black people in movies with these wigs that you find on Craigslist and Amazon, these Amazon wigs. But after doing all of this survey, we know what the number one worst wig is. It's gonna be Shamar Moore. It's always Shamar Moore and them damn braids. Like I said, and Shamar Moore was the first Tyler Perry stock character. That's why I love Tyler Perry movies. You got a woman with a high-paying job. She's usually a lawyer or something with money, and then she goes to Medea House and she meets these broke men with braids like that, and they change their whole perspective. Tyler Perry, you're a different breed, all right? I love you though, Tyler Perry. If you watching, somebody from Tyler Perry Productions, you watching this, tap in with me. All right, I come with my own wigs. I got my own wig unit. I got my own wig team. You don't need to give me wigs, all right? And so, who do you think got the worst wig in black movie history? Can we talk about it?